What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Dr.DDub here. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play RollerCoaster Tycoon, and we are just getting started here on Pacific Pyramids. I spent a little bit of time prior to this episode, as I always do, but I spend a little bit more time when I'm starting a park from scratch, or at least the first episode on each park, because there's a lot of theming, names, layout, design, creativeness that needs to happen a little bit off camera before I get going. But I'm going to go ahead and start with my usual by hiring handyman, placing some benches and trash cans throughout, and then I will catch you guys when I'm done. Let me get going on that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that takes care of all of our staff and all of our pathways as far as the decoration of them goes. I added some light posts, some benches, and some trash cans. So we are taken care of in that regard. Now we needed to add some shops and stalls. I did want to bring you in for this because I kind of wanted to talk about what my plan was for my shops and stalls. There's two areas in my park that already exist that are kind of unusable as far as real estate for building rides go, so I'm going to make sure I use that space for building food courts. And so you can see right here, I'm building the first of those two. It's kind of this area around these two, I don't know what kind of statues you would call those, but these two statues here. We're going to build two food courts, at least to begin with, because if you guys remember from last episode when I showcased this park, there is a lot of park that we can purchase at a later date. And I remember being very shocked by how cheap the land was. It was only $15 per tile in this park. It was 6 times as expensive in Mothball Mountain, which was a quadricolor, the last park we just did. 6 times as expensive. That is insane. Like, no wonder we were going broke building all those rides because, you know, we spent 10, 12, whatever grand we spent just to buy the land to put the ride on. So this park, we will not have that issue in the slightest. I can buy so much land, and I do not foresee us having an issue at all with having enough money to buy all the land, because my goal is most definitely to buy every single scrap of land I can. And without going too much further, I want to go ahead and reveal our theme for this park. So we're going to start with a name change. It's not too much different, but we're going to focus a little less on the pyramids, Pacific Pyramids, and keeping somewhat of the same name. Instead of Pacific Pyramids, we're going to go with Atlantic Oasis. Atlantic Oasis. Welcome, everybody. What I'm planning on doing in this park is going to be kind of cool. It'll be the most decorating I've done in any park. So if any of you are complaining about how little decoration I've been doing in previous parks, you will be pleased in this park. So if we take a look real quick, you can see we have a whole lot of land. This area right here, it's very flat. It feels somewhat submerged. I might actually lower this all down like one tile because again, we'll have the money to do it by the time we get out this far. but I want to build a custom oasis. That's right, a custom oasis. I'm going to lower the land, add water, add trees, add grass, make it just beautiful. And that's kind of the area I want to put all of our water rides in, because I'm role-playing a little bit in that the water is being drawn from the oasis, which are usually fed by, or oases, I think is how you say it, are actually fed usually by natural springs or something of the sort. So that'll be kind of what we're going for in that regard. And in this area back here, I've already let everyone go in all areas of my park. You can see I didn't cut it off like I normally do in some of my larger parks, partly because this park isn't that large. I'm not too worried about people getting lost. I'm going to make sure to space out rides in different areas, and I'll have like kind of all my water rides over by the Oasis. That's kind of one area. And I also have another area in mind that I'm building right now, which I think will be kind of cool. It's not something that I planned on doing, but I looked up kind of Egyptian desert terminology, and I found some kind of ancient Egyptian terminology websites, and that's kind of where I got my my inspiration for this park from. So I think it's going to be really cool. That probably doesn't need to be as long. It's a little bit excessive. And this area right here, let me start it from over here. We're going to probably remove this. And we're actually going to do black path for this area, because this section right here, kind of this back portion, I don't know how far this direction I'll expand it, but it's only going to be accessible from this tile right here. I don't want this area connecting back onto the main path anywhere else. Unless I do decide to expand it along the entire back length of our park, then I might do another one on this end as well. But for now, my plan is just to have this one main entrance. And the reason for that is I want to kind of make an entranceway to this area, which, again, I'm decorating. Be proud of me, guys. It's not something I usually remember to do. And let's do as dark of a everything as we can here. I'm trying to make this kind of morbid. So that's a black banner with gray text, because this area we're going to name Duwat. It's an Egyptian term. I don't know how current these terms are. But in ancient Egyptian culture, Duwat was the land of the dead. It was, I don't really know all the lore behind it. I'll probably look up more about it as I develop this area, because it sounds kind of cool. And I've actually played some kind of Egyptian games. If you've ever played Tomb Raider or anything, sometimes you'll hear mention of the word Duwat. And that's what it is, the land of the dead. So I kind of want to make this area in the spirit of Halloween. We're coming up on Halloween somewhat soon. In the spirit of Halloween, we're going to make a section of this park attributed to the dead. So all the names are going to be somewhat, not morbid, but they're going to be kind of dark names. So our haunted house is going to be the Crypt, which I came up with that name. Like, as soon as it popped into my brain, I was like, yes, that is happening. And we're intentionally not going to put any lampposts in this area because, again, I want it to feel dark. Not that this game ever gets dark, but it's the role-playing of it all that makes it more fun for me. So bear with me. And then as this is already sort of decorated in this area with these sort of pillar structures, I want to continue that pattern on down this way. We're going to do 4, but I want to make sure that I leave room for some broken ones. Because again, it is the land of the dead. I want things to be kind of messed up and just broken. I think that looks kind of cool, right? I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that looks pretty sweet. I wish we could do black queue lines. How cool would that be? But enough of that. Let's open this so we can actually get some people on it. And then in the spirit of Oasis, I have made my handyman and mechanics green. I might go back and change one of them to being blue, just so we can get the green and the blue of an Oasis in our staff's uniforms. But for now, they're all green. And I love not having to uncheck mow grass. It's a beautiful thing. But that is our first ride here on Atlantic Oasis. I think it's going to do very well. I mean, it's a haunted house. Nothing new there. But the name, the feeling behind this area of the park, I am really excited for. It's going to be awesome. And so let's give the crypt some company back here. We're going to actually add a merry-go-round, and sadly, I'm going to have to turn the music off on the merry-go-round because I can't have that happy, lively, fun music in Duat, the land of the dead, after all. So, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So we're going to do the entrance right across from this one, and we'll actually run the line all the way down here as well. I think that could be kind of cool. And then we'll do the exit there. I think that'll work. And I'm thinking I'm going to stick with yellow queues throughout this entire park, with the exception of the Oasis area. I'm going to do some blue and green over there. That area is going to just stick out like a sore thumb in a beautiful kind of way. I'm going to try to make it look very, very nice. And get out of here, fairground organ music. We want this area kind of creepy. And speaking of creepy, let's add horror-style music to this. That sounds so bad, but it's definitely the vibe I'm going for. So we're going to keep it. Okay, let's open. We already opened it. Merry-go-round 1. We will up the number of rotations, like always, to 25. And that already instantly gives us ratings. I think that's the updated rating. If not, we'll change it later. Yeah, that's got to be updated. Ooh, I love the feeling this is giving me. This is cool. Okay, and let's paint this to be black and gray. It's going to be as dark as possible, just in this back section here. I'm actually probably going to do, now that I'm looking at it, this whole back section. I think that could be really cool. And it only costs about $3 grand to buy out this back section here. So we'll probably do that pretty early on. Just buy these 3 tiles all the way down for the stretch of our existing park. I think that could be really cool to do. And so let's go ahead and grab Mechanic 1, which will name him Duat 1 and 2. The first rides we built. Duat 1 and 2. Oh, I'm getting like chills listening to this music. It's so cool. I love it. I am so excited for this park. I am really glad I decided not to continue on Quadricolor. I needed the fresh park. I needed a fresh park to really just reinvigorate my want to play this game. It's amazing. Okay, merry-go-round 1 we need to name, and we will name it Canopic Carousel. And so again, in the ancient Egyptian culture, a canopic jar is like, whenever, most of you probably know that Egyptians used to mummify people. They're dead. They would mummify or at least the exalted dead, the very important people, not like your slaves at the time, but your nobles, all that. They would get mummified to preserve their corpse, and that's how they would kind of live on. That was their idea of the afterlife. Before they would mummify them, they had to kind of remove their innards. Otherwise, they would rot, and rotting, they didn't want that rottenness to be associated with the living person. So they would take out their organs prior to mummifying them and store them in canopic jars. And so, hence the name Canopic Carousel is born. It might be a stretch, but I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. And now that I'm looking at this, I think red would look better in this section. The rest of our park that's not in Duat or the Oasis, which I might give a name to. I haven't decided yet. But any of our park that's not in Duat or our Oasis, those are the two zones I have planned out already, are going to be... They're all going to have yellow queues, all of our rides. And these are going to have red. And then, like I said earlier, the Oasis area will have blue and green. So that could be kind of cool. Actually, I'm hoping it's going to be really cool because I am really excited for this park. When I first saw this and saw that it was another desert theme, I was like, oh, you know, we're going to do another desert theme. Not that we really did one too heavily on Dynamite Dunes. But after spending about 30, 45 minutes in this park, ooh, I am excited. I got all the juices going. Scrambled eggs, we will build. Sorry, I was looking at the names I had. We'll do this front section here. This area right here. We'll probably do a couple small rides. But I don't want this in... I don't want it... Can I buy land on this side? I don't want it touching the park edge. Or do I? I don't think I do, because I want to go back through and add some decor here and there. So we'll do the entrance on this side and the exit back onto the main path. Kind of our food court path there. And then, oh, that's not what I need to do. I need to do this yellow path. And we'll just kind of finagle this pathway all the way back to the main path here. And we will open scrambled eggs right as soon as we up the number of rotations to 19. Beautiful. Scrambled eggs 1 is now open. I don't know how quickly we get test results on this one. Pretty quick, 220. Perfect. There we go. And scrambled eggs 1. I'm still trying to keep these egg related, and it's getting harder and harder the more we name things, because sometimes I just need to use a generic egg name because I can't fit it with the theme for whatever reason. But this one, I actually Googled the term desert egg, and a whole bunch of dessert recipes came up. Not desert, but dessert with 2 S's. And so we're just going to say, you know, desert and dessert, they're close enough. This is in a desert, so egg white dessert, not desert, egg white dessert is now open. I have to do a little bit of research on my names, and nope, not right there. You're going over here. What am I doing? And we'll name this guy Desert or Dessert Dan. Give him an actual name. Dessert Dan and Duat 1 and 2. Very, very good names. I like it. All right, so we have a free park to start with, and we're making all of our revenue from rides like we always do. And we already have 130 guests in this park, but you can see we've already spent about $7 grand, and we haven't recovered very much because we don't have money-making rides. So, you know, when I say the words money-making rides, you know what I'm about to build. So let's build it. All right. Should this go in Duat or not? I'm not sure. I don't know where I want to put this quite yet. Because we could do it, if we just did like a powered launch mode, it could go right here. But then... where do I want to put this? Ooh. Is there room between these two pyramids? There is. That's kind of cool. Yeah, we're going to do it right here. That's actually really neat. Okay, so we'll line this up on the pyramid itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll do the entrance right there. And back down. And the exit will be back here. That's perfect. Actually, no, 6 will line us up on this pyramid. So yeah, we'll do 6. And then... okay, so we have room to go to the left. So we'll start with the loop to the left. And then... ooh, okay. If we just go up this, that's going to have to go away. All right, how much speed is that going to need? probably a lot to do all of this. I don't want to do just that though. What if we do another loop at the top here? Is that going to be... It might take way too much speed to get it up here, and so it might be incredibly intense. But I'd like it to make it over this one with not too much speed left, because we're going to end right there. Let's see if that works. This is interesting looking. I didn't really have a plan when I started building that, and it might show right now. So let's start at 42, see if that works. We'll get these built, because I always seem to forget. There we go. And we'll test that real quick. I hope this works. I mean, I know it will, but yeah, not at that speed. Whoa. Roller coaster train facing backwards. Ooh, let's try that. What does it do? Just reverse them and they launch backwards? That is cool. I don't think I knew you could do that. We'll up that 3 ticks there. I think that's 7 miles an hour. So they go backwards. Oh, that's perfect. And then the second half, they come back. Oh, that's so cool. Yes, that is happening. And that actually worked out perfectly. Oh, yeah. I like that. That just looks so wrong. It going backwards? It shouldn't, because half the time I build these, or actually most of the time I build these, half of it is spent going backwards, and it's usually this part right here, on its way back to the station. But that didn't... That's so cool. We're going to build a really long line for this one, because... Well, because we can. And we're going to make sure to leave an open space here in the middle. I just connected it up to the pathway, didn't I? There we go. Okay, super long line. I'm aware. And then this is just going to go... Not enough cash. Okay. We'll open this so we can make some money from it. Ooh, that's nice. 530. Perfect. Nothing insane. But then again, these types of rides, these shuttle loop designs, they never are crazy. They're... Or at least the excitement ratings are never just... off the charts. But this one guy should give us enough money to build 1 tile, 2, 3. And our egg white dessert allows us to build another. Okay, what should we name this one? We need to paint it and name it. And sometimes those go hand in hand. Let's actually up the maximum wait time here real quick. Just while it's starting out, it's going to be... Let's up it to 2 minutes. Because I don't think that people waiting on a ride can get upset. It's people waiting in line that can get upset, but not the ones on the ride. So these people they're going to be fine. And what can our loan max out to? I don't actually know. I didn't check before this. So I might check off camera and let you guys know next episode. But for now, that's going to be fine. We shouldn't need to take out too much money. We'll start making money here very shortly. Let's actually grab this handyman while I'm looking at him and make sure he has the ability to cover all of this. I had the foresight to expand some of our walkways out, or not walkways, some of our handymen's footpaths. There we go. To cover kind of around the path, because I know I'll build some exits that are only 3 tiles in length, and I'm tired of waiting. And I know that they will already be covering them if I do that. If I keep them short, at least. If I make them excessively long, that won't be the case. That's so cool. I actually kind of like the red. That's kind of cool looking. I'm not going to lie. I really like that red. Let's actually try the darker red and see if that looks any better. Ooh, that's actually really pretty. I like that. Yeah, with the kind of lighter red on the trim there. I think that's going to look better than the alternative. Actually, yeah. I like that better. We're going to stick with that. Or we're going to go back to that, not stick with it. But that is the paint job. And then this is already... Let's do one of these in black. Let's do... The black is a nice contrast on the red. So let's actually make the bottom half black as well. So we still get that contrast. And that'll make it stand out on the track a little bit more. Oh, this is perfect. And I think on this park, I think we're just going to stick with plain style entrances. I don't really want to do wooden style. I don't know. The design of the entrances for this park, I wanted this to feel a little bit more, I don't know, not regal, but not as in the middle of nowhere. And to me, that wooden style looks like they made it out of what they could find around them. And it doesn't look as nice as I think it could. But okay, let's take a look at the list of kind of name ideas I came up with. Ooh, okay, so I've got some cool ones here. Ooh, yes. Anubis. Just Anubis. Not the Anubis, not Anubis hill climber. No, just Anubis. Anubis, for those of you that don't know, if you've ever seen that, it's kind of like one of these statues, but it's I think it's actually a wolf. It's got a wolf head, and kind of a gold, adorned in gold jewelry and all that. I think it's a god named Anubis. I think it's a god. I will clarify next episode, if I can remember. But we never painted egg white dessert. Shame on me. Let's make it white. And white. Perfect. Egg white dessert is now painted. All right. So that is Anubis, and we are charging the appropriate amount. Everything seems good. Let me make sure that our mechanic... Come here. Where is he? Where did he go? There he is. Dessert Dan, come over here and cover Anubis. Thank you, good sir. Okay, we already have 250 guests in our park. That is insane. Let me build 25th of June. Let me build one more. Do we have any smaller rides? Ooh, we did get our log flume already, so that's definitely going in this park and near the Oasis. Ooh, okay. Inverted roller coaster. Which one is that? Is that the one I'm thinking of? It is. It's this one. Okay, so we've seen that one before. I'm hoping we get something new in this park. I'm looking forward to building something for you guys that we have yet to build. I think that would be just dandy. I think that would be just swell. Let's build a car ride real quick. I want to make this short and sweet. Nothing crazy. Actually, we're probably not even going to have the money to build it without taking out a loan. So never mind. I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to end the episode right there. After we take care of one tiny little last thing I wanted to do. We'll add a bench right here. And let's add, I want to be better about this, so I don't mean to be just stopping this episode in its tracks here at the end, but I want to make sure that I decorate. And just little stuff like this, I think, makes all the difference. No, actually, I don't want to hide that from view. I think that looks nice. And then we'll add, just some random, I don't even know what these are, but broken little bits here and there, just around. We can add a broken pillar there and maybe another complete one. Actually, no, I don't like that. We'll keep it like that. Just some kind of debris on the ground, which I think it adds a little bit. It adds a little bit, and doing that over time adds a lot bit. So in time, this park, I think, it has the potential to become something amazing, and I hope to get it there. Ooh, but Duat is just so eerie. Oh, I love this park already, and it's only the first episode. But okay, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're as excited for this park as I am. If you have any suggestions of kind of sub areas to do, kind of like Duat and the Oasis that I'll end up building, please let me know. But until next time, take care, guys. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.